overworking in your 20s, working 2 jobs, doing what you need to do to achieve financial success is a necessary component for every young individual, especially men, who are looking for a better financial future, who are looking to transition into entrepreneurship or an investor sort of lifestyle where you're earning income passively. So guys, like, the cost of you squandering your 20s is insurmountable, right? A lot of us kind of take for granted what we have as far as, you know, the luxury of maybe living at home, or our parents paying for our education, or our parents just covering our expenses and doing everything for us, right? So oftentimes a lot of us think we're invincible. We think that life owes us something. We think that you know, that life will never get harder, that we can always lean back on our parents. We can always kind of just have some form of a safety net in the future if things don't work out. But guys, you need to operate in your 20s like you're a full-grown adult, right? Like, I think a lot of people wait to take life seriously as far as, you know, their finances and their money, their housing situation, their living situation. And guys, the farther you push back those things, the farther you push back, you know, responsibilities and especially, you know, like just getting after it from a financial point of view, the harder your life will be later on, right? I always say, you know, you can either choose to suffer now or you can suffer later, but there is no escaping suffering in the form of toil, labor, and hard work. There is absolutely no shortcut to whatever you want financially, whatever sort of abundance you want. So I think it stands to reason that your 20s, and again, it's hard because in your 20s, like, you want the result, like, you want the $1 million, you want the 6-figure job, you want the passive income, you want the girl, you want the hot, beautiful girl, you want the party. So I think a lot of people struggle with the fear of missing out. Like, the fear of missing out for me was never really a problem because, you know, in high school, you know, I always, like, or not always, but I went to parties and whatnot. And they were fun, they were cool, you know, I would talk to my buddies, shoot the shit and everything, but at the same time, there gets to a point where you go to so many parties and you're like, damn, it's the same people, it's the same thing, right? We're doing the same thing, we're drinking, we're smoking weed, we're doing what everyone else, you know, we're kind of just hanging out, just being degenerates, really, right? So there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, everyone enjoys a good time, but I think the extent to which young people pursue hedonism and pursue just like relaxation in general is overly done, right? It's to the extreme side of things. So again, like, working sucks, like busting your ass, having to, you know, go to your first job, and then when you get off, maybe take a little 30-minute break, take an hour break, and then getting right back out on the road to whatever you're doing, right? Whether you're busting tables, whether you're driving Uber, whether you're working security, whatever side job you're doing, that sucks, right? Like, it's hard because you're tired, right? Like, you just work 8 hours, whatever your main job was. And the thing that we do is we typically, you know what I'm saying, we go home, we lay down, we'll scroll on our phone for a bit, maybe whack off, maybe play some video games, right? We'll eat, we'll shower, and then we do that same lifestyle again. But if you want to escape mediocrity, the only way out of mediocrity, the only way out of the sort of like machine or cog machine of average people that live on this planet, the only way out of that is for you to say to yourself, like, hey, like, you know, if I commit for the next 2 years to working on the evenings, right, working on my business or working a second job so I can invest my money into something that's going to pay me dividends or pay me passively or give me cash flow, then in the future, in my 30s, not only will I have enough money to survive and continue to live that lifestyle and continue to grow my wealth, but I'll actually have choice, right? And I think the biggest thing is a lot of us, I think a lot of people have a lot of goals, or like a lot of like, damn, like, I'd want to do this, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dreams. Like, I think a lot of people have dreams where they want to like go out, maybe try this career, maybe try that career, but a lot of people can't do it because their lifestyle that they've created by not like taking things seriously doesn't give them the time or the leverage or the ability to have choice to be able to pursue something that could lead to a higher income, right? So the best approach, I think, is like, whatever your main job is, it should be something that you can at least aim to earn six figures, right? So again, that could be something where maybe you're in the corporate world and you're getting lucky, you're getting promoted, and you know, a year or two down the line, like you're hitting that six-figure mark, or you're at least hitting something close to it, like 80, 90,000, right? I think that's solid, right? And then you always want to have something you're doing on the side, right? Whether that's a little side business, whether that's a side job, right? Because at the end of the day, what you're trying to do, the whole purpose of doing something on the side, it's not so that you get like fearful that your main thing won't work. It's so that you have choice, because when you're able to earn on the side, whether it's a little bit or maybe it's the same amount, if you're really like a workaholic type A sort of person, that money over time, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5 years of you working those extra shifts on the evenings or whatever, that income that you earn through whatever investments you're putting your money towards, that can be used to buy your time back. So now instead of working that second job or working that, you know, tiresome second shift, whatever job you're doing, you can pursue something else, right? So the whole point is this, guys. You want to be able to, your main job should be something that you can earn 90,000, 100,000 or more, right? You want to have, your main job needs to be the thing. Sorry guys, I'm gonna get out of the sun. Your main job needs to be something that can earn you a higher income, right? Like I said, that 90, 100K range, I think, is what most of us ideally would like. So when you hit that goal, let's say you make 80 or 90, or something that's an income that you're able to earn, live on, and save. So if you earn $80,000, right, and your living expenses are 50, right, 50, 40 or 50, now each month you have an extra $2,000 or $3,000. Now, instead of having to work that second job to earn that same $2,000 you saved, now that first job, you can basically just work that first job and then pursue something else on the side if you want to, right? If you want to transition into entrepreneurship, or if you want to transition into something different, right? Some of you guys might find out that you don't like the corporate world. You don't like dealing with people. You don't like dealing with lazy people calling out, gossiping. Maybe you want to go into the trades. Maybe you want to pursue something else, or maybe you want to venture into your own business and figure things out on your own, right? Like, I think a lot of us, what it comes down to is choice. I don't think a lot of people are lazy. I mean, obviously a lot of people are lazy, but I think a lot of the times, I think it's that we just don't have the income to keep us alive, to where in our evenings we don't have to stress about the mortgage, the car note, the rent, the food, whatever, you know, the insurance, stuff like that. Like, so the whole idea for you guys of working 2 jobs is not to do it forever, but 2 to 5 years, I would say, is a good time frame, good, general rule of thumb. And then as you're doing that, right, what are you doing with that second job? You're taking all that you're taking most of that money that you're making from that second job, and you're putting it into investments that will pay you back, right? So for example, what are some safe investments that you can do that yield a decent return? 10% annually. Index funds, VIO, VTI, VWO, VOO, Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund, Vanguard S&P 500, right? Vanguard Emerging Markets ETF, right? So a lot of these things, they're safe and they yield at least an annual 10% rate of return. Now, if you're a little on the riskier side and you're okay with, seeing your stock or your asset performing a little more volatile, then you can invest in tech stocks. Tech stocks are a little more volatile. They go up and down at higher and lower percentages at a given time. So like me right now, I own a good amount of Palantir, right? PLTR. And my portfolio, I bought it at, sorry guys, I'm trying to get out of the sun. I bought Palantir at like $28 and it's at 135 right now. So I think I don't know how many shares I have, but I'm up like 400% over like 14 months. So guys, the potential for you to earn, right? Like the potential for your money to earn is limitless. So I think the idea for you working the 2 jobs, what's going to give you the the drive to keep going, what's going to give you the joy, is when you see that income start to skyrocket in your stock portfolios and your crypto portfolios, right? Because that is what's going to give you over time, over 3 to 4 to 5 years, 10 years, the leverage to be able to say, no, I'm not doing this career. No, I'm not going to do this work, right? But if you don't have any form of passive income, you have no leverage. You have zero leverage, right? And inflation is going to eat you away, right? So again, you can either take this message lightly or you can take it seriously. I suggest you take it seriously because, again, no one's coming to save you. The government isn't coming to save you. Your boss doesn't give a shit about you, right? AI is not coming to save you. AI is coming to take your job, right? So not all jobs are going to be taken. I don't think that that's the case, but I would argue that a good chunk of jobs will be replaced in 2030, 2035. So again, you have to take your life seriously right now. If you're watching this video, if you're in your 20s, doesn't matter. You're still young. You still have, you know, if you're able to change now, doesn't matter what age you are. The fact that you're seeing this right now is the key. And it should be a sign to you that you need to get your financial act together, right? I mean, guys, like I said, it sucks, but nothing that's, even the Bible says, like, the discipline, no discipline is enjoyable in the moment, but later it will yield a peaceful harvest, right? Something along those lines. I don't have the exact quote or verse, but the idea is that you suffer now and then you enjoy life later, right? And life, you don't enjoy life later. Like, you're still gonna have to do stuff that you don't want to do. Everyone has to do shit they don't want to do, right? That's just life. Even errands and shit around the house, right? Kids, whatever. But the point is that you have choice. What gives humans the sense of hope and the sense of optimism is the hope of choice, the hope of, I get to choose what I can do with my time. Freedom, right? That's the biggest thing. In Brian Tracy's book, I mentioned this quite a bit in my videos, but he says that 90% of human happiness depends on people's feeling of having control or lack of control, right? So 90% of people's happiness comes from having control over what they do with their time and who they spend their time with and things like that. And then 90% of people's misery comes from their life, them having not enough control. So them having to stick to a schedule, them having to be around people they don't want to be around, them having payments that they'll never escape, that they'll never pay off, right? So many different things that eat at our morale and our spirit. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.